What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Kid Taj. And I would have made this video last night, but I was actually up playing Park. As you can see, I finally got some Park gameplay. I finally went to the park and played with some friends. I don't even know what the problem was, but we were having some difficulties getting all in a squad. The park is a little glitchy right now, so yeah, it's not functioning as well as the 2K17 park was. Hopefully they fix the bugs that are going on right now. But more importantly, yesterday, NBA legend, 21-year NBA veteran Kevin Garnett announced his retirement from the NBA. I didn't expect this. I honestly can say it makes sense considering his amount of time he spent in the NBA. I mean, no one really spends that much time in the NBA. It's pretty crazy. I mean, this guy, if anyone was gonna do it, it would be this guy because he is just so committed. He just loves the game so much. Unbelievable passion and joy of the game from this guy. You don't really see this that often when a player is so immersed in the game that they just can't stop playing it. And we knew Kevin Garnett was declining at the end of his career. He wasn't really playing, last season and maybe even the season before that, but he just loved being there so much. He had to stay for as long as he possibly could. There hasn't been a lot of information. Maybe he'll release something later about, I don't know. I didn't hear about any, reason for his retirement. Maybe just because he wanted to retire. He was getting up there in age. Obviously, he's been in the league for 21 years. Pretty crazy. And I just wanted to talk about, his retirement, what it means for the NBA. To be honest, it's kind of sad to see this generation of great 2000s decade era players leave the game, because actually that's really what we've been seeing. Not only is Kevin Garnett retiring, but don't forget Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan are also leaving the game as well. I mean, it's really getting real. Like, we're actually getting into a new era here with these new up-and-coming stars, which include someone that was close to Kevin Garnett, Karl Anthony Towns, and I'm wondering how this may have an effect on him. Kevin Garnett mentored Karl Anthony Towns in his rookie year. It made him into basically a star player now. He's been in the league 1 year. We're already writing him off as an MVP candidate for the future. But I'm wondering how this affects him, because I don't know if Kevin Garnett is going to stay and mentor Karl Anthony Towns despite his retirement from the game. I mean, to be honest, it would probably help. It looks like it has helped. You see, because when I think about it, you look at Kevin Garnett. You look at what he's done in the NBA. He's an NBA champion. He's an MVP. He's a 15-time All-Star. He's a 4-time All-NBA first team, 3-time All-NBA second team, 2-time All-NBA third team. He's won the Defensive Player of the Year. He's led the league in rebounding 4 times. So, honestly, and I should mention the 9-time All-Defensive First Team. He does everything. This is not just a big man that's won a ring and been successful in one area for years and years and years. This guy does every single thing you could think of. He's got the mid-range game. He's athletic. He gets to the rim, dunks on people in the paint. He rebounds. He defends. That's one of the most underrated aspects of his game, because he really made a lot of noise in the defensive end. I mean, a defensive player, a legendary defensive player that could put up numbers like that on offense and rebounding. Like, he did everything. Like, there's legitimately, okay, in his era, they didn't really have a lot of power forward centers jacking it up from the three-point line, but that's not his fault. I would say that he's as all around as a power forward as you can get in that decade, because he did everything. I know Tim Duncan obviously can do a lot of things as well, but I think Tim Duncan was he's a little bit better. He's a little bit better than KG was, in my opinion, but KG just had everything. He had more of a all-around game than Tim Duncan, maybe. I don't know. Like, they're both great players. I don't really know what to say for that. They're both very all-around. I mean, Kevin Garnett, the point of me saying this is that Kevin Garnett is extremely well-rounded, and when you look at who Karl Anthony Towns is as a player, he follows the exact same suit. I mean, look at what he's doing. He's putting up what? He put up 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, and he shot he shot in the 50s from the field, and he was hitting threes. He was shooting from outside, and he was also playing good defense, right? Because Karl Anthony Towns was actually contributing in every single facet of the game, just like Kevin Garnett. So it does make sense to see how Kevin Garnett is rubbed off on Karl Anthony Towns. You see him play with that intensity. When you watch Karl Anthony Towns, I don't know if this is just who he is, but he does not look like a veteran player. He does not look like a rookie. Like, you watch Karl Anthony Towns last season. If you watch a Timberwolves game, you caught a Timberwolves game, or if they were playing your team, I don't know if you're tweaking, but he did not look like a rookie. He looked like a vet. He looked like a 10-year big man that was making moves down in the post and getting 10 rebounds and blocking shots. Like, he was doing it all cool and collected. Like, that's just something. I know he doesn't have that same passion that Kevin Garnett does, or maybe he does, maybe he just doesn't express it as much. But it's really hard to put anyone on the level of Kevin Garnett in terms of how connected to the game he was. And that's something that we're all gonna miss. And it's sad to see this happen. Even though he's not making a lot of noise, it's just the end of an era again. Kobe, Duncan, and Garnett in the same offseason. That's a lot to take in, especially from a longtime basketball fan. Definitely be looking forward to the new talent that arises in the places of those guys. And yeah, that's it's a huge thing. This is happening. It's gonna be different, I guess. And I would say that the one player that I would compare Kevin, I think I've said this in multiple videos. You know who I'm talking about. The guy that has passion like Kevin Garnett. The guy who could possibly be Kevin Garnett in the mind, like in terms of how hard he plays. It's Russell Westbrook. There's no one in the league like Russell Westbrook anymore. When you think about how hard he goes, how much he loves the game, what he would do, to win, how intense he is on the court, unmatched. Kevin Garnett had that same thing. Legendary player, and Westbrook's gonna be a legendary player as well. You see what it gets you, and that's gonna wrap up this video. Just a lot of players retiring, leaving us this year, and I hope so much that it's very unfortunate what's going on with Chris Bosh right now. I hope that he's okay, and that we don't have to see him leave for good as well, but it doesn't look good over there right now. If y'all enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please, when you comment, I'd like to see some ideas if you have any. I appreciate the supporting comments. They're very appreciated. But I said that. But ideas will be sick to see, and that's gonna be all for me. Peace.